Hey guys, I'm gonna go ahead and mute you all. Why doesn't? I'm just reading some messages. And I'm just pulling up my notes. Oh, that's a bright light. All right, we are just waiting for everyone to pop on. I'm going to put a quick reminder in. All right, I'm going to give it another minute and then I'm going to get started. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get started. So welcome to Macros 101, Part 2, Part B, whatever you want to call it. I'm basically going to answer the questions that I've been given and direct you into some places in my app. So I'm not continuously saying the same thing or repeating the same group or anything like that. So the first thing I want everybody to do is to go in your app, go to the bottom 3 dots, click on MyFitnessPal where you see it right after you hit the 3 dots, and make sure that toggle is green. If it is not, slide it over, please. If that is not done, I cannot see your food. You might have said make it public, but if you do not do it in my app, I will not see your food. I'll see your numbers, I won't see your food. If it is telling you it can't do it, it's because you didn't make it public in MyFitnessPal. So then you have to go into the settings, into MyFitnessPal, and change your diary settings to public. Click the check mark on the top right-hand corner, that will save it, and then do that all over again. Otherwise, if you tell me to help you with your food, all I'm going to see is numbers. I'm going to see blank for your meals. Okay. If you are watching this live or you're watching it on record, please make sure you do those steps. Super, super, super important. The next thing is I know we're just practicing this week, but if you ask me to look at your numbers and then I say, well, why is this in here twice? And you say, oh, I forgot to take it out, or I really didn't eat that, or if don't ask me to look at your numbers until it's clean enough for me to see it. So if you put in 2 burgers at McDonald's and you ask me to look at it, of course I'm going to lose my mind, because why are you eating 2 burgers at McDonald's? And then you say, oh, I only had 1. Well, why does it say 2? What am I coaching then, right? So it has to be accurate. So if you put something in my fitness pal, you got to take it out if you didn't actually eat it. And when I ask you, when I say who wants me to review your log, I need to have food in there. Like, I can't review a log with no food, because I'm trying to give you ideas of how to get to your numbers. But if there's nothing there, I don't know where to start from. So you guys have to start building your days for the next couple of days so I can help you with that. Okay. I was going to do almost a full meeting on how to get your protein in, but I think that's going to be our welcome meeting on Wednesday, so that the other people, the other 150 people, benefit from as well, because they're not on here. And today's a practice. This is a practice week, so not getting your protein is totally normal. A couple of things I want to talk about. Eating out. When you eat out, you can have anything you want. Please don't let me see you ordering salads because you think that that's healthy. Salads are probably worse than getting a burger and fries. The shit they put on salads is ridiculous. You got your bacon, you got your nuts, you got your dried fruit, whatever. You're probably better off getting something that you really wanted. So when you go to a restaurant, order what you want. Just don't eat the whole thing. Or, portion out the sides. Or don't have the alcoholic beverage if you want the food. Like, you can have whatever you want. If you message me, and I get this all the time, I use this as an example because it was the first person that said to me, I'm going to Flanagan's. What can I have for dinner tonight? I don't know. What do you want for dinner? Because if I am going to order the fish, but you might not want the fish. Get what you want. You do not have to eat super clean, because if you're not going to eat super clean in 8 weeks, don't do it now. Eat the way you normally would eat, because you're not on a diet. So eat the food you love, but think about your budget of what you can eat. I love in the morning seeing all those names in the nutrition shout outs in the new group for you guys. If you're in the current show tribe, you're not going to see it. But there was a lot of shout outs this morning. Hold on. So if you hit your macros the day before, within 20%, not even the 10 grams over under, it's actually a 20% allowance, you'll get a shout out. And Denisha got a shout out. Stephanie got a shout out. Bonnie got a shout out. Karen got a shout out. Barbara got a shout out. Mandy got a shout out. That's awesome. Hold on 1 second. The day before, Stephanie, Heather, Mandy got a shout out. So you guys are definitely building on to hitting those numbers, which is great. It's not the 10, 10, 6, it's 20%. So it gives you a little bit more of a leeway, but I would like the 10, 10, 6. So just keep that in mind. So when you get a shout out and you're like, I beat the system, I got a shout out, and it's not 10. I know it's not, but it won't let me. It'll do 10% or 20% for the shout out. 10% would be no one would get shout outs. So I do it to 20%. So enjoy the shout outs. Focus on one thing. So you're focusing on food tracking. And then I don't want you to worry about the fitness. And I don't want you to worry about the steps. And I don't want you to worry about the water for the first couple of weeks. Focus on getting your macros straight. Then focus on your steps. Then focus on the water. I don't want you overwhelming yourself with so many things where you're like, oh my God, I'm never going to do all this in a week. Or pick macros and then pick your water, or pick macros and get your steps in. But don't overwhelm yourself with doing all these things within the first 4 days, because you're going to get overwhelmed and you're going to be like, I can't do this. And I don't want you to do that. That's exactly why I don't have the habits in there yet for you guys, for the new people. You don't see them. You don't see the fitness. Jennifer, I love your hair, by the way. I keep looking at your hair looks amazing. It got so long. It looks beautiful. It looks so nice. I was trying to figure out if you had extensions in, but they're not, right? Yeah, they're gorgeous. Not that now that I just called you out. Anyway, I've known Jennifer a very long time and her hair just has come to life. It's gorgeous. Okay. So that's why you don't see the habits yet and you don't see the workouts yet, because I don't want you to focus on that. Monday, that's going to populate. And I still don't want you to really focus on the workouts yet that are in there. You can keep doing what you're doing, because if you add in more, your numbers are going to be off than what you told me. If you told me to work out 1 to 3 hours a week and all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, these workouts are great, I'm going to start doing them. And now you're working out 5 hours a week, your numbers are going to be totally skewed and you're not going to lose weight. So someone said, well, if I don't hit my numbers, do I lose weight? And if I overhit my numbers, will I not lose weight? And this is how it works. If you hit your numbers, you will lose weight. Your body will transform. If you are exercising more than what I gave you, your body will hold on to what you have. And if you eat less, your body will think it's starving it and it will hold on to what it's had. So eating less, you'll probably stay the same. Eating more, you're going to gain weight. Hitting it, scientifically proven, you're going to drop body fat. It's scientific. There's no way you can't. If you're in a caloric deficit, you have to, the scale has to move. You can Google it. What do I need to do to lose weight? It's going to say be in a caloric deficit. You guys are all in a caloric deficit. It's not a drastic caloric deficit because you wouldn't keep the weight off if I did that. Okay, moving on. I keep hearing this is a lot of food. This is a lot of food. I know it's a lot of food. And if you bulk it up every meal, you will get it done. You know, I've said this 100 times, like if you're just going to eat 1 egg, you're never going to hit it. If you make oats and put a scoop of protein powder in it or 2 scoops of protein powder and PB2, it'll eat a chunk of your stuff. You know, you'll get a lot taken out the first thing in the morning. Your goal is to break it up enough that you're not starving. But if you're eating little meals, 6 to 8 meals, you're always going to be hungry. You're never going to feel fully satisfied sitting in front of a big meal. So like today, one of my larger meals was 2 slices of Nature's Own light bread or something. I don't know, live bread, something like that. I had 2 slices. I had 2 slices of Boar's Head Baby Swiss, and I had 8 ounces of Boar's Head Ever Roast chicken breast. You know how much 8 ounces? That's 8 slices, pretty much. It was like this big. And then I had a yogurt with it. This is like my first meal. And I had my 2 good cottage cheese with pineapple. I sat down, I ate that. I felt amazing. I had energy. I knocked out a ton of protein. I knocked out a ton of carbs, and I got my fats in, and it was really good. And I wasn't thinking about when am I going to have my next meal, because I sat down and had a lot of food. The next time I had something, it was a Built Puff bar. And then I had more food. I had 2 tuna pouches. I'm trying to picture my day. 2 tuna pouches, pickles, which really don't count, but I needed something crunchy. And mind you, I left my house at 3:30 this morning and I just walked in the door. So all my food was packed in my cooler. I didn't even walk out of a building from 5 a.m. to 6 p.m. Like literally, I didn't even think about going outside today. It was the weirdest thing. I was in one place all day and I just kept eating, you know, getting my food and whatever. Oh, I know what I had. With my pickles, I had hard-boiled egg whites, 4 of them with salt and pepper. And I felt great. So I built my day knowing that I was going to be somewhere all day, but I didn't want to pick throughout the day. I knew I wouldn't have time to do that. I literally saw, I think, 16 clients in 30-minute intervals. So I didn't have time to do this. When I got a break, I ate all my food. You need to think about how you're going to do that, and it will help you. If I piecemealed it, I never would have gotten all my food in. Is tofu an ideal protein or chicken tuna better? Okay, so tofu, if you are a vegan, vegetarian, you're doing tofu, you really don't have a choice, right? But if you're not, tofu is also a carb. So you have to account for that. So there's not one that's better than the other as far as that is concerned. So it's your choice. The other day, and not all of you were on the meeting, but you hopefully watched and record. I said to go into the cheat sheet group and scroll up, and you'll see all the different protein sheets: lean protein, not so lean protein, fatty protein. And if you scroll up more, there's another one with different proteins. I can't create a protein, right? I can't be like, oh, that's not on the list. Try this. Because there's no way to do that. Whatever protein is out there, it's out there. So whatever's on those lists, that's all there is. Like, there's no way to say, oh, they forgot this, or, oh, this is something new. Like, there's not. The tuna pouches are tuna. So on the list, if it says tuna, it's a tuna pouch. The chicken salad pouches are amazing. There's tips and tricks and hints and hacks. But the protein is a protein, a carb is a carb, and a fat is a fat. So use those cheat sheets. There's no special magic protein that's going to help you. What I will say is, if you eat dark meat versus white meat chicken, you're using a lot more fat than you need to. So if you're a chicken thigh person, think about the fat you're using. If you go to just salads, know that they use chicken thighs. And if you want them to use roasted chicken, you have to ask. Same thing with Chinese restaurants. If you get chicken stir fry, you need to say, are you using chicken breast? Because they won't. That's why it's so good. That's why it's so juicy. That's why it's not dry, because they don't use chicken breast. So you need to make sure you say that to them when you call them up to order, or if you do like in one of those Uber Eats ads or anything. I do it all the time. I'm like, can you charge me extra for chicken breast? And it's like another $4 or $5, but I don't want to use my fats for that. How do we do progress pictures? So I already talked to you guys about this. In your app, if you click the button that says plus sign, it says progress photos, and it walks you through front, side, back. Now, if you're asking me mechanically, technically, how are you supposed to do them by yourself? You have a timer on your phone. Sit it up somewhere and just do the timer 10 seconds, run back, take the picture, and whatever. We don't log vitamins unless they're gummy vitamins. So you don't have to log that you took your multivitamin. Now, I took a picture, and I take like sugar bear hair gummies, collagen gummies, apple cider vinegar gummies. My multivitamin is a gummy, and I take sleep gummies. That is 39 carbs that I use in my vitamins every day. It's also kind of like my treat. It's so weird. Like, I lay them out, and it's like eating candy to me. And I guess I rationalize it that they're vitamins, but it's every day. And I have come to a realization that I'm willing to give up 39 carbs for it. Because it's 2 apple cider, it's 2 hair bear, it's 3 sleep. So yeah. So if you're doing gummy vitamins, you have to count them. Everybody got that? Collagen. You can count collagen as your protein, but just know that it's not a full protein. It's missing some of the aminos, that branch chain aminos that you need in a full protein, but you can still count it as a protein if you want. So a lot of times, if I know I'm not going to get all my protein in, I will put 2 scoops of my Vital collagen. You know, the Vital, everybody uses Vital collagen. I put that in there. There's no flavor. And I'll put that in my protein shake. And now I just got 70 grams of protein, just like that. And because I take my vitamins, I'm not so concerned, all my company vitamins, I'm not so concerned about getting that branch chain with that vital, because you're still getting your collagen. You're still getting your protein. So that's a great way to cheat the system too, is that vital protein collagen powder. Okay, what else? The Isopure protein drinks are a great way to cheat the protein also, but if they're not cold, they don't taste good. So just if they're not ice cold, they do not taste good. What about salt and what about Splenda? So you need salt in your body. A lot of us live in a warm climate and we sweat a lot. Salt you have to have. If you're short in potassium or sodium, you're going to end up in the hospital. Sometimes I'll take salt packets because of so much exercise and so much leaves our body. So unless you are on a water pill or your doctor told you because of your heart not to have salt, there is nothing wrong with adding salt. I put salt on everything. It drives me crazy. Before I even taste it, I'm like, so you don't even know if it needs salt. I'm like, it needs salt. Now, HelloFresh meals, not so much because their meals are really salty. But we can go to a restaurant and I've not even tried the vegetables yet and there's salt on it. I've already put the salt on it. But I don't care. I like salt. So it doesn't bother me. And Splenda, that's up to you what kind of artificial sweetener you're okay with. I mean, I would use Truvia. I would use agave. I would stay away from artificial sweeteners that are not good for you physically, but it's all going to do the same as far as body composition wise. I hope that makes sense. Like there's people that love Equal. I wouldn't even touch Equal just because of all the things you've heard about it, right? Could cause cancer, blah, blah, blah. And I'm sure we'll read stuff about agave, and I'm sure we'll read stuff about Truvia and all that, stevia and all that stuff. But I would go more the natural route versus Splenda. But it's totally up to you. There are no limitations. Everybody got that, right? No limitations, no restrictions. Getting in your water. It can be, someone asked me the other day, they were sending me pictures of stuff. It could be seltzer. It could be the flavored seltzers. It could be Mio drops in your water. It could be coffee and tea if you don't put sugar in it. So that's a little bit of a catch-all. Okay, let me go back to my list. If you hit proteins, carbs, and fats within 10, but you're still not on point with your calories, are you okay? Should I worry about anything as long as my calories are good? We don't count calories. We don't look at calories. Because if you are 10 over in protein, 10 over in carbs, and 6 over in fats, it's still okay. And your calories are going to be way over. So we don't worry about calories. We track macros, proteins, carbs, and fats. If you're under, don't eat more because you're not worried about your calories. You just want to hit your macros. Next question. Oh, fasting. Can you talk about fasting? I watched the video with you going over the food in your kitchen, and I would like to learn more about that. Okay, so that was the funniest thing. And I was just telling Jennifer, I was private training her today. I don't know if she's on here right now, but Jennifer R. I was private training her today, and she's like, oh, I was watching this video and that video, and I love listening to your videos, and you're so real and blah, blah, blah. She's like, the food in your kitchen, do you fast? Literally, I got 8 inbox messages. And that's the one thing everybody took away from that video. It was the weirdest thing this week. After I posted that, I got, you fast? What about fasting? I don't even remember that video. That video was like 2 years ago. And I do fast, but fasting is a way of timing your food. Don't let anybody bog your head with all that other bullshit. It is a way that you are able to manage your food intake. And I only do it because I'm up so early and I don't want to eat at 4 a.m. because I'll continually be hungry all day and I want to eat all my food before 11 a.m. because that's 7 or 8 hours, right? So I hold out until 11 so that I have 8 or 9 hours to get all that food in, and I know I can get it in at that time, and I won't starve myself and I won't overindulge or anything. So all intermittent fasting is, sorry, could you say that again? That would be my watch. Did you hear my watch talking to me? So if you take anything away from this meeting, if you are not currently intermittent fasting, there's no reason to start intermittent fasting. I am not going to coach on it. You know, if you message me and say, I've been fasting and I don't know why this and I don't know why that, I'm not going to coach on it because I don't believe in diets and I don't believe in changing your way of life if you're not going to stick with it. And I've been intermittent fasting literally for 7 or 8 years. My body doesn't change because of it. If I was, I would have to keep closing my window of intermittent fasting. Like after a certain amount of time, 8 hours is not good. You know, your body gets used to it. Then you got to go to 6, then you got to go to 4, then you got to go to 2. And I'm like, oh God, I'm not doing that shit. I'm hungry. So it has nothing to do with anything except the timing of your food. I think I just saw Amanda laughing when I said that. Let's see. Oh, how do I unsubscribe from a group? So you're not in any like major groups yet. Like, I don't think I've added you to all of them yet. And there's a lot of them. Rebecca, are you on the treadmill? That's awesome. Hopefully you're not like on a sidewalk. Okay. So if you don't want to be in a group, like if I put you, you can't unsubscribe, but I can unsubscribe you. So if I put you in the sushi cheat sheet group and you don't eat sushi, I'll take you out. Just let me know. Or if I put you in the alcohol calculation group and you don't drink, I'll take you out. Or if you don't live locally and you're in the Shred Tribe meetup group, I'll take you out. You just let me know and I can take you out of those groups. You're not in them yet, really. So you can't be taken out of them yet. But once I add you all into that group, which is going to be over the next couple of days, I don't want to overwhelm you with all of them. So I keep adding you into a few every day. I don't know if you guys are noticing that or not, getting the notifications. Good. So it's just my way of not bombarding you, but there's a lot. Someone asked what my daily logs look like. I don't know if I put you in the sample meal group yet, but there's pictures of my daily log. So you guys will see that. Can I drink more than half my body weight in water? You can, but unless you are overly thirsty and dehydrated, half your body weight in water is plenty. That's a lot of freaking water. It used to be 64 ounces of water. Does anybody remember that? 8 glasses of 8 ounces of water. That was like the rule of thumb. So, I mean, I have to literally drink 75 ounces of water a day. That's a lot of water. Or sorry, not 75, that'll make me 150, 70 ounces. I don't know. I drink a lot of water. I already answered about the collagen peptides. You do want to log that. Keep an eye on your fiber. So if you get under like 15 fibers or over 25 fibers, just be mindful of it. You don't want to get constipated. Eating a lot of broccoli will help you not be constipated. I eat a lot of broccoli. It'll make you gassy though. So take Beano. Be kind to the ones you live with. And that will subside as well. That won't last forever. Are we on a high protein diet? No, you're not. High protein is usually 45% or more of your your daily intake, and majority of you are between 38 and 40%. So definitely not on a high. You guys are more of like a balance program between your proteins and your carbs within like 5 to 8%. And then your fats obviously are under 30%. Nobody needs more than that. What is the best way to log an omelet? Well, if you're making it, you're going to log it individually. 3 egg whites, a slice of cheese, you're putting in each individual things. If you're going to a restaurant, I went out with my sister and I ordered the egg whites. I asked for a 3 egg white omelet. So I know what it was and I just put it in there. So as long as you break it down, you're fine. Don't worry about looking for it exactly. Everybody got that? Let's see, what else do I have here? Should I feel full? Yes. You should absolutely feel full. That will go away. Your body will want you to. You've only been doing it for 4 days, for one thing, if not even 4 days. So you got to give it a chance. Trust the process. I promise you, I will not steer you wrong. I promise you. People would not stay in the program or come back if they didn't trust me. I know what I'm doing. I promise you. Let's see what else. So I don't have the habit yet. No, you don't. That's it. Yay. So hopefully I answered a lot of people's questions. Now I have 4 minutes. If anybody has a question, don't just talk, raise your hand and I will say your name. So does anyone have a question? Hold on. Anna, go.
Okay, does years ago, I guess it used to be the big thing, and I'm not sure if it matters so much anymore, but after you do a really good workout, especially with weights or cardio, it was always recommended that you get some protein in within a half an hour. Is that?
Doesn't matter.
Yes. Okay.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
And you see people getting out of the gym, drinking their protein shakes because they think they have to get it in. It doesn't matter. Just get your macros in. I mean, if you're hungry after you work out, eat. If you're the type of person that needs to eat before you work out, or you're tired, so you don't know what to eat, I always say have an apple before you work out, not a banana. Banana will be heavy in your stomach. An apple, you can break it down a lot faster, and it's actually natural sugar that will give you that good energy to work out. Thank you for the question.
Okay.
All right, raise your hand. Anybody else? I love questions. You guys are all very chill. All right, till we hang up, and then I'm going to get 6 messages with questions, but that's okay. I'll answer them. Okay, so I'm going to add you into a couple of groups. One is a question and answer group where I put some things in there. Another one is like some tips. So you're going to start being added into more groups. If you don't want to be in a group, let me know. The ones I have not added you to yet are the ones that are kind of overwhelming because you see a lot of posts. So did I add you in the memes of motivation yet? I did, right? No, I didn't. Okay. That's the one where everybody posts their stuff, like whatever they feel like posting. So that's my favorite group because I love that people can talk to each other back and forth. And Jennifer just said, yes, I remember that group. She likes that group too. So I'm gonna hold off on the memes and motivation group, the nutrition shout out group, and the fitness shout out group until Sunday. So then on Monday morning, you guys can get a shout out if you did what you got to do. Remember, you can go into your settings. You don't have to be notified in the app and your email. You can go into your settings and shut off the email notifications. So you only have one means of notifications. Okay, I'm gonna get done here and go eat my dinner. I hope you guys all have an amazing night. Start practicing your logs. Everybody should be practicing a day or two. Tomorrow around 3 o'clock, I'm gonna ask you guys if you're ready for me to check out your food logs. I'm gonna do it on Saturday, I'm gonna do it on Sunday. Monday, we rock and roll for 8 weeks. And it's gonna be so much fun. So I hope you guys all have an amazing night. Remember, always be badass. And this has been recorded, so I will put it up on the YouTube. Bye, everyone. Have a good night. Thank you so much for coming on tonight.